Hello everyone, my name is Karen. Welcome to episode 2 of our very new, or brand new Prison Architect Let's Build series. I've done a little bit more since the last episode, since episode 1. So first things first, I designed what the, what's the word I'm looking for? What the offices will look like for down in this sort of bureaucratic area. So they have the blue striped walls, I believe is what it's called. The classy wall blue stripes. And they have the fancy tiles as the tile. And then I designed this. I don't know if I'm going to do a different wall for this. I think I have an idea of what I want to do. Because they have this pipe wall. So I think I want to use in here, but I'm not entirely sure. And then they have the cargo flooring, which is a new flooring that they added in, which I think looks really nice inside this whole area. And I did the entire area. And then I did the, this is going to be the kitchen with room to expand. This whole area beneath this kitchen is just going to be an empty space, so that I can basically just expand the kitchen as much as I need to, I think. And all that sort of stuff, like the kitchen and all that, since it's going to be a single kitchen, will run off of the capacitors in this area. It will run off the same power supply. These will run off the same power supply. The kitchen will run off the same power supply as this, as like the bureaucratic area and all that runs off of. Just because I think that makes it easier. I also set up the reception area, which is right here, and then 4 holding cells. So the 4 holding cells, because I'm only going to be intaking 4 types of prisoners. I'll be intaking minimum, maximum, medium, and insane prisoners. So I need 4 holding cells for that. I have 1 for each of them, each with 2 toilets, 2 benches in case they won't sit down, and 4 beds. And then as you can see, we have this big kind of mess of area behind it. So this is going to be power and water, and each one's going to have separate power and water. Now technically I do not need to do separate power and water. Well, I don't need to do separate water, but I decided that I wanted to have it kind of be a realistic system, like only one set of this water stuff is going off one. Now technically you'd only have the one water pump if this was the situation, but I want it to be like these are kind of running separately off their own things, so that way if water goes out in one part of the prison, it doesn't technically go out in every part of the prison. So if one of these breaks, not all of the prisoners are without water. I also set up a basic design for what we're going to do for the cells. I think this is what I want to do. I'm not entirely sure just yet. My plan is that when I do expand to the left, I will then demolish this part of the fencing and just continue make this even further down that way. Just extend all the cell setups further down basically, and then kind of have in the middle section sort of area, like somewhere in the middle, like probably right about the same section, just kind of do on a different, so like basically right where this wall's at, that over would end up being an extra cell block for each of them. These each hold currently 48 prisoners. I'm going to be doing 2 of these for each of them, meaning I have a total capacity of 96 prisoners of each type. That's probably overkill, considering that once I expand, this will also go. It's probably overkill for now, but the reason I want to do that is because I want to have a hell of a lot of space for them, because I do not want to have the issue of not having enough space. I've done that. I've had that issue before in prisons. You guys have watched me have that issue in prisons. I'm going to try my very best to not have that issue be a problem here. So basically, it's going to follow the same structure as these. So this will be for the insane prisoners, these 2 right here, and they will be brought in. They will come in through this area, and each of these areas is actually going to be fenced off as well. So we're going to go. Do I have a 1? Okay, I have a 1. So we'll go for a 1 right there, a pathway there, and then a fence. And then the fence will continue down to there, with the door there, and path block. And this fence will just continue straight up to there. Let's actually go 1 more out. And the reason I'm going to go 1 more out is because it looks weird with the top being 2 and this not being 2. So instead, that looks better. That's more symmetrical now. So yeah, and then that will be one set of cells, and then in the middle will be a yard for each of them. I'm going to have a single set of classrooms and stuff like that, which I'm trying to think of how I want to do that. I think I'm gonna do two sets of like two classroom blocks, and in the middle will be a power supply for the classrooms. Maybe. I don't know just yet. But what we're going to do now is we're going to see if we can make the next cell block with no issues. One sec. What we got in here? So this is what? A 15 by 12. So 12, 15. And then I have a 4 gap in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have a 2 gap, and then the fence. So do that. Can I fit 4 of those in here is the question. Huh. I'm trying to think, because if I can't fit 4 of these in here, that's going to be a problem. We're going to try it. We're going to keep trying, though. One, two, three. No, we were so freaking close. Oh, we were so close. Oh, god damn it. We nearly had it, you guys. Oh. It's so difficult. Oh, it's so difficult to see. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I kind of just thought about something. Right now, I currently don't really need maximum security. I'm only going to be taking in those 3 prisoners. I could technically, if I really wanted to, do maximum security as its own single, like just a single one. The reason I'm not going to do that, though, is because the area that you guys just saw me break into, almost, nearly, go into, is actually where I plan to put my protective custody. Meaning, I can't actually have be there because it will be in the way of something else. So instead, what we'll do is we'll just continue these all the way down. Yeah, that's a decent size protective custody area. And this whole area right here will be protective custody because they need to have their own separate canteen and everything like that as well. I think that looks good. And yes, before anybody says anything, I could have technically made this a much smaller design. I'm not gonna do that though, because I didn't want to. No, I could have definitely made this a much smaller design had I really wanted to. Whoops. Screwed that up. How the hell did I manage to screw that up? I have literally 2 other fucking templates to go off of on this, and somehow I missed it. So yeah, and then in the middle will just be a yard. Is what I had planned. Is I'm just gonna have this whole middle area be a yard for them because I think that kind of works out the way I want it to. Just a little bit. I think I'm gonna name this, probably you guys would have seen this by now if I did decide to do this, but I think I'm gonna name this Supermax V1 because I think this will be our very first for a Supermax prison. Uh-oh. Yep. Sounds about right. Sounds right that I'd miscalculate something. Right? I did miscalculate that. I'm not just an idiot, right? No. I didn't miscalculate that. What? Wait, what? That one's 15. That one's 15. That one's 15. That one's 15. And this one should also be 15. Yeah. Okay. Then how the hell... That's 5. That's 5. That's 5. That's 5. Oh! That's how. Because I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass for the sake of being a dumbass today, apparently. So, if you guys didn't just see what happened, I must have measured this part wrong and not realized it. I did. That's what happened, okay. I was like, how the fuck did I screw this up? And I looked very closely and I was like, oh, that's how I screwed it up, because I'm a dumbass. I did actually have to completely restart building on stuff because planning stuff because I went to go click something and accidentally clicked build plans. If you guys don't know what build plans does, any plans you guys have placed on your map immediately get built as soon as you click that. Like, it doesn't even ask you, are you sure you want to build all this? It just builds it outright. And then you're kind of stuck like, fuck, now what do I do? And there's no way to cancel it. Once it starts building, it's building. Like, there's no way you can stop it. So, yeah, that wasn't fun. So, so I'm going to say this real quick. If you guys are playing this game, save often so you don't lose what you're trying to do. So, there we go. Like, save as often as you possibly can so you don't have to restart every little thing you're doing. Luckily, I hadn't gotten on to how I wanted to design the cells yet. I had only just finished the canteen before I fucked up. So yeah. But it was not fun. Or not canteen, I only just finished the kitchen, sorry. Alright. Okay, so then I'm trying to think how I want to do this, because if I do this, I could do this as protective custody, which works. This works as a protective custody area. Because Because I don't need a huge amount of cells for protective custody. So what if we do... What if we just start with, like... That one's not the right size. Damn it. I always hate when I do that, because I gotta fucking rebuild everything. I replan all of them. That I did after I fucked up on one. There we go. So if we just start with like 5 of these, put a canteen and a shower in here. That should work. Yeah, that should work. We don't need a huge, like I said, we don't need a massive protective custody area, because we're not going to have, because protective custody, the thing with protective custody is it only really comes along once you find that you have people that need protective custody in your prison. Until then, I don't need anything massive for these guys. Alright, and then we can probably, I'm guessing, do more cells or something up there. We're gonna have the cells along the bottom and everything else at the top. So how big does canteen need to be? Doesn't say. So technically we could just have this as like a 15 by 10 canteen. Just do 2 of those, and then actually let's do this the other way around. Do those down here. Actually, I don't even need a shower area. I just realized that. I can have the shower area be right up at their beds. Like right up in their cells. So just have that be the canteen. And if we need another one, we can add another one. 2 like drink coolers there and there. And then a trash bin to either side. And then a metal, oh shit, not a metal detector there. We would have to have the metal detector on the inside. So we'll put the metal detector right there. That's a fucking clusterfuck on the bottom row, but whatever. There we go. You guys get what I'm trying to do there. And we're just gonna have that go all the way down. That's what we're gonna do eventually anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Nice realize I fucked that up. I still managed to fuck that up. Are you shitting me? There we go. We know that's what it's gonna look like eventually anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Actually, I might split this, like... Let's go... No. Because we really do need a big kitchen, because we have a huge prison. Maybe go there as my split. And then that can be... What can this be? How big is this actually? It was an 18 by 35. That should be a decent size for... So that should be, what is that? 16 by 33 then? That should be a decent size to do the canteen in. Yeah, that should be a decent size of the canteen. And we just have the canteen now. I don't know. I don't know yet. That's we'll see about that one. I actually realized this has to be edited because I had it set up so that way I could have, either way I did this, it'd be perfectly set for, like, either way I decide to do it, sinks and the burners and stuff will all go the right way. I realized though that this is not big enough to do those the right way, so it needs to go out one more that way, or two more that way, sorry. And the path needs to be redone because of that. It's always fun when you fuck up on your measurements and then you have to redo them. It's also fun when you fuck up the block. I am just really screwing up on my planning today, you guys. You have no idea. There we go. That's much better. And then, if we extend it, it's all the right way. So then... right there, is that the middle? Did I get the exact middle? 9. 9. Fuck yeah, I did. Alright. So we're gonna go for 1, 2... 1, 2 sinks, and then 2 trash cans right there. Then we'll go for another 2 rows of sinks. And all the way down, we're going to do sprinklers. You know, I just realized we probably don't need them as a 1 gap. So what is that? 1, 2, 3. We'll count the door as 1. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And those will be sprinklers. How do I want to do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then that's how we'll do our burners and fridges. Is my normal back-to-back thing that I always do. So if we have... so if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sinks. I hope that's enough. I really hope that's enough. Obviously, we can add more in the future if we really need to. Let's do this. Let's change this up real quick. Let's take out a row of each of those real quick. I can do the sinks differently than how I'm doing them now. Because I can do the sinks the exact same way I'm doing everything else. God, I fucking hit the wrong goddamn one. What is that thing? Oh my god, I accidentally erased that thing, didn't I? God damn it. That's gonna bug me if I don't fix that, so I'm gonna fix it real quick. So why does that look weird? And I realized, I'm like, oh, because I accidentally erased the fucking thing beneath it. And then I think that is the best way to go about it. So we cut back on our burners and fridges a bit, but then we should have enough sinks in the long run of things to do this. And then we can, because again, like I said, this is room for expansion. I'm going to expand this further down in the future. So, yeah, we don't have anything to worry about with that. Okay, and then that leaves this big empty space in the middle for classrooms and the like. So I think we'll do our classrooms down here. So classrooms need to be a minimum size of 5 by 5. And I want to go 2 away. So if we do 16. Let's go 16 by 14. So that'll be a 14 by 12 on the inside. And if we go right next to that with another 16 by 14. We're going to change up how big that is. We're going to change up where those are at. And that way it should be a 3 gap on either of them. And we're also going to change the way this goes. Is that right? 7. 7. Okay, so 7 and 7. Perfect. And then we'll do pathway 0 and pathway 0. And then instead of it being the way it was, we have it set up like that. I gotta fucking delete all this crap now because I done fucked this one up. And we'll even have metal detectors for them to go through before they go into the classroom. Yeah. I was gonna say actually I might change this to where it's a bit of a different setup, where instead of it being like this, it's an odd number, but it's not that big of a deal. You guys see we're currently on day 15 and we've currently taken in no prisoners. It's a lot of trying to get this thing set up the way I want it to be. Alright. And then we'll do lighting like that. I know it's a slightly weird looking lighting pattern, but you know, I really don't care. And then we'll have a light in either corner too. Why not? And don't worry, I will light outside as well. There will be lighting outside of this whole set. I also just realized I'm gonna have to edit where that canteen's at because of the wall or the pathway. There to there. Okay. Yeah, if we did it like that, it should have a 1 gap with the path. And it does. There we go. Perfect. Okay, there's a timer on this one. Wow, that one went by a lot faster than I thought it was going to. Give me a sec. We'll get this all done first, and then we'll end the episode. Get that edited to where it needs to be. And just straight up across the bottom. Yeah. Like that. There we go. And then we'll actually even put a sprinkler right there. Right there. And right there. Just for added bonus. Actually, I don't know if we need that many. That might be big enough just for that whole room. Alright. Next episode, we're going to finish up the planning. And then start actually, I think next episode we'll start building the prison. We'll start with the reception, the first holding cell, and the first set of power stuff. And then start from this way. Well, obviously we'll put the fence in. But start from the shower back for the cells. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to start building the fence as soon as I'm off of this episode. Stay golden. Peace.